Hello friends, Eli here, back for another foray into my horror DVD collection. Um, First off, we're listening to Black Orbit, black metal out of Sweden. This demo is called Monumental Mass Genocide. This was put out on Forgotten Wisdom Productions in 2005, I think. It's got a nice thick J-card, band logo, limited to 250 copies. Pretty good, riff-heavy Swedish black metal. I'd never listened to it until today, but I'm really digging it. I got copies of my distro for pretty cheap if anyone wants one. And that said, we'll get into the movies. Now, I think I said before, there's going to be some oddballs in here. It's not all horror. It's mostly horror, but there's a little bit of sci-fi in there, and then some oddball stuff you wouldn't really expect. But it's 95%, straight up horror. But just wanted to warn you. All right, starting off with An American Werewolf in London. It's got one of those cool glow-in-the-dark covers, slip covers, and you pull it off and you just have that. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a cult classic, fan favorite in the werewolf genre, and just in general. To be honest, it's not my favorite werewolf movie, and I'm not the biggest fan of this movie. I know it got a lot of attention for Rick Baker's makeup work, and I can appreciate for that. I do love Rick Baker, but I don't know. I actually prefer the Howling to this. I might be in the minority on that, but I love the Howling. I do like this movie. I'm just not. I'm not as big of a fan as a lot of people are, I think. Next, we have Anatomy. This is a German film. It's not real great, in my opinion. I would give this probably a 5 out of 10 if I were to do a really rushed, lazy review. Let's see. This came out in like 2000. I think it came out in 2000. It's just about a medical student. What is it even about? Yeah, I don't know. A medical student whodunit type movie, I guess you could call it. Not that great, in my opinion, but definitely worth a watch. I think there's even sequels to it. I haven't seen those, though. So the reason I gave you the oddball warning at the beginning of the video is because I have stuff, goofy-ass shit like this. Ancient Aliens, Season 4. I do like this show. I think it's entertaining as fuck. There is nothing in this show that hasn't been debunked or can't be debunked. So I mean, it kind of sucks that there's stuff like this out there, shoved in the masses, because there's just so much misleading shit in this show, so much bullshit. But it's still a fun show to watch. If you like, for me, it's pretty much like a creepypasta or some shit like that. Like, I know none of this is real, but it's fun to watch. I like alien shit, so yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I stand in that. All right, next we have I'm not gonna say too much about this because I've already shown this movie, I think, in like 2 of my videos. I picked it up recently. Got Angel Heart. I will say though that I really enjoyed it. This movie came out in 1987. I had never even seen it until recently. So yeah, we got Robert De Niro, Mickey Rourke, Lisa Bonet. I don't want to give off any spoilers with this one either, but it's set in the 1950s. It is about a private investigator played by Mickey Rourke, who is investigating some murders. But there's a nice supernatural twist to it and everything, and really, really good movie. I'm really glad I bought it, and glad that I finally watched it. And yeah, awesome. Definitely recommended. Oh man, this is a weird one. or a weird pair, I should say. We have the Art of the Devil movies, which would be Art of the Devil and Art of the Devil 2. Now, these are Thai horror movies, and I haven't seen the second one, but I heard it's far, far, far better than the first. And I guess the reason I haven't seen it yet is because I tried to watch the first one, and I maybe made it half an hour in, and it was just so terrible that I couldn't really continue. I just couldn't. It was so bad. I mean, I don't know. Everything about it is just so amateur and so bad. I couldn't finish it. But I'm gonna try to finish it again someday, and then move on to the second one, because I heard this is actually a decent movie compared to the first one. So I don't know. Yeah, it's just about stories about modern day witchcraft set in Thailand, and yeah, if anyone has seen these, talk to me about them, especially the second one. So what do you think? Am I wrong? Am I wrong about the first one being terrible? And should I rewatch it? And should I actually waste my time on the second one? Speaking of waste of times, that's kind of what I thought this one was. As above, so below. Obviously, it's got a cool title. It's got a really cool cover art, kind of what do you call that? Textured. Nice slipcover. Yeah, I mean, this is about let's see. Came out in 2014, set in France. It's about a girl who is. If you guys weren't aware of the catacombs under the streets of Paris, there's just like miles and miles and miles of tunnels and catacombs and stuff that are actually they're full of human bones. It was basically like I think it's basically like an ancient tomb. I imagine it's probably a tourist attraction nowadays, but so there's a team of explorers that go down into those catacombs. I don't remember what their focus was, but yeah, that is the kind of the premise of the movie, and then kind of unfolds from there. Now, I didn't really hear many great things about this movie. I think I picked it up at a pawn shop for $1, so I was like, fuck it. But I don't know. It's a found footage movie, which I'm not opposed to. That is kind of gotten way too cliche in 2019, or even in 2014 when this came out. It was already kind of dead and buried. But there don't need to be so many found footage movies. I know I feel like they are kind of slowing down a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I have read good reviews about this. Amongst the bad ones. So, I mean, there are people that liked it. I just didn't really, I don't know. What'd you guys think about it? I am wrong sometimes, especially on sometimes movies on my first watch. I'm a little off. It's real common that I'll watch a movie for the second time and I'll really dig it, as opposed to the first. But it also can go the other way, too. As it kind of did with this movie, although I never thought it was amazing. We have Asmodexia. I mean, look at that cover. And once I saw the trailer for this some years back, I was just like, holy fuck. It was like one of the craziest trailers I'd ever seen. I pretty much ordered the movie instantly after seeing the trailer. It's a Spanish movie, came out in 2014. It's a possession movie, basically. I won't go into any details. I'm not really looking to go into, too much detail with any of these movies. I'm just showing them for fun. But it is in the possession, horror genre. And there is some stuff in here that is a little bit unique in the possession genre. There is some pretty crazy, there's some pretty crazy imagery in this and stuff. It is a cool movie, but it's not, after you've seen that insane trailer, it doesn't quite live up to that. But it's definitely worth a watch. I liked it. Didn't love it, but I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10, maybe even a 7. I have not seen this movie. I bought it, I think, sometime earlier this year, maybe even last year. But we have Asylum. This is a classic old horror movie. Came out in, well, it says 72 here, but I think that might not be accurate. That might be, maybe it is. I don't know. Starring Peter Cushing and a bunch of other dudes that I'm actually not familiar with, because I'm not not really an expert with the old, the real old horror movies, but yeah, it's got a. I think I also got this at a pawn shop. I saw it. I saw Peter Cushing on the front, and there was definitely some love put into this version. It's got a nice booklet, and it's the layout is great. I figured it was classic horror of some sort, and yeah, I totally grabbed it. Just haven't watched it yet. Yeah, Dark Sky Films put this out. Kind of got the nice classic reissue treatment. And last but not least, definitely not least, out of this stack, we have Audition. Many of you will be familiar with this one. It definitely gets a lot of talk. It's a Takashi Miike film, and it definitely stands up with even the best of his work. I would say. I think this is probably one of his better movies. This came out in '99, so yes, it is a Japanese movie. It's pretty fucking nuts. It is about this girl who's I'll just kind of read the back for you. A middle-aged widower is urged by his teenage son and a film producer friend to start dating again. They devise a plan to hold a phony film audition to meet new women. The widower falls for a beautiful ballerina with a suspicious past, and their courtship veers from polite romance to psycho nightmare. That's pretty much a good description. It's if you like Japanese horror movies, you definitely have to see this. Highly recommended. I can stand behind most of Takashi Miike's work, if not all of it. I haven't seen all of it though, but all that I've seen, I'm definitely a fan. Yeah, check it out if you like Japanese horror. It's an absolute must. So, anyways, yeah, 10 movies, just under 13 minutes, which is pretty good. Like I said, I just didn't want to get myself all tongue twisted and frustrated trying to describe every movie. So, just wanted to show them and talk about them with you guys because it's a lot of fun. So, anyways, thanks for stopping by. We'll talk soon. Cheers.